Over the past decade, the support Nigeria has received through global partnership has relieved the government of many a burden. Nigeria's 2005 debt relief made it possible for the government to free up funding formerly used to pay off its debts. These available funds also provided new opportunities for investments in the social sector. Nigeria's debt servicing fell from 15.2% of exports in 2005 to 0.5% in 2008 and to 0.1% in 2012. Today, the government of Nigeria reroutes its funds to cover the cost of various development projects across the country through the MDGs office.
Nigeria got debt relief from the Paris Club. It's because of Goal 8. The members countries of the Paris Club, they had to make a concession, and then we were the ones that gained. And because of that, $1 billion is available to the office, to the country, annually to prosecute the issues of the MDGs.
Through the MDGs office in Nigeria, the government has used part of its debt relief funds to adopt many promising initiatives and interventions.
Before the debt relief, over 10% of our gross domestic product was used to service debt. But as we speak today, after the debt relief, less than 5% of our GDP is now being used to service debt. That means that so much fund is freed up to engage in developmental activities.
We have made very serious achievements in the case of other MDGs, which were relating to the issue of creation of jobs, creation of wealth, fight against HIV and hunger, ensuring maternal health through the creation of various health centers. The Office of the Senior Special Assistant just last year launched the Village Health Worker Scheme. This health worker scheme is a very special program and has been very unprecedented within the context of Nigerian's polity, because this is a program that has been taken to the doorstep of our people, the commonest people you can think of.
All the initiatives are the MDG's Costing and Needs Assessment and the Universal Basic Education Counterpart Fund scheme. There is also the distribution of antiretroviral drugs for HIV/AIDS infected persons and the provision for the distribution of insecticide-treated mosquito nets to every Nigerian family through the Rollback Malaria Partnership with the Global Fund. These, among other initiatives, have been achieved through global partnerships, which is the objective of the 8th Millennium Development Goal.
DFID is very involved in supporting Nigeria to use its own resources to achieve the Millennium Development Goals. And so SPARC is just the number of one of many programs which is trying to achieve the same thing. Basically, SPARC is a governance program, and it supports 10 states in Nigeria, including a federal component which works with the Office of the Senior Special Assistant to the President on MDGs. And we've supported the MDGs office since 2008 when we started, and our support has looked at various things since we started. We've supported the +10 report in 2010. We've supported also the Countdown Strategy, which is Nigeria's vision towards achieving the Millennium Development Goals. And more recently, we supported the MDGs 2013 report. We've also supported the Conditional Grant Scheme.
Nigeria's northern state of Niger has, with the support of some international development partners, been able to achieve tremendous progress, particularly in the area of school facility construction. This dilapidated classroom block was the only facility available for the children of the Guinea community in Niger State's Munya local government area. Pupils in the school in the past studied in this classroom block. The roofs were on the brink of collapsing and there barely were windows. Today, this is what these school children are enjoying.
Well, you see, one advantage we always have is that all these donor agencies, they are overly passionate in whatever they do. And you see, through that process, things are done at the right time or in the right way. For the simple fact that they are always keeping you in touch with you, always monitoring you, and through that will help a lot. And you see, in everything we do, we almost have a program, a very program that we try as much as possible to see that, yes, within a certain period of time, this is what we achieve. And by monitoring, which is the key, because the key is monitoring. So by monitoring all these activities, these donor agencies, they are always putting us on our feet. We are always on our toes to see that this thing has been achieved. And whatever we achieve now, there's always time they will come for evaluation to see the level of impact what we have done have gone to the community.
We have partnered with 8 institutes residing in Colombia. They give us technical backstopping to our project, our packaging, our applications, and they streamline what we call needs assessment. MDGs is based on needs, so they have actually supported us in this. So we have had a lot of collaboration with international and organizations.
Aside that, I think that the global partnerships that we have through some of our development partners has so far impacted positively. We have technical assistance deployed for each of the benefiting local governments. The technical assistant is saddled with the job or responsibility of packaging the application, which is a sum of 200 million for each local government. And they sit and liaise with the directors of health, the chairman of each benefiting local government. And as we do, we conduct a needs assessment of what we will expend the 200 million on. And then we will also liaise with the Earth Institute in Colombia, saying this is how we have packaged the application. They have a fantastic mechanism for monitoring and evaluation, which they also, send back. So it is always a send back, a feedback, and a peer review learning process for us.
The likes of this support are being replicated across many states in Nigeria. Down south in Nigeria's Cross River State, many women have interesting success stories to tell. Meet 36-year-old Idem Indifon. She is married with 5 children and lives in Efangampa community in Calabar Municipal of Cross River State. Idem has been able to start an agri-business with support from the state's Commercial Agriculture Development Project, set up with funds from the World Bank. The project is aimed at improving agricultural production in Nigeria by supporting commercial agriculture production, processing and marketing outputs for small and medium-scale commercial farmers.
Recently, the project has been restructured and the restructuring has been approved by the bank and the government. The restructuring is to further help the project align properly with the agricultural transformation agenda of the federal government and also with the state agricultural programs, whereby under the restructured program, some activities like creating support for women, youth and women in agriculture has been brought in. We also are going to witness the situation where more emphasis is going to be placed on the core value chains that are considered to be more profitable. And emphasis is also going to be given to processing of these products.
The growth in partnership became very significant when the country itself committed to the debt relief gains. You could see the presidential emergency relief on AIDS response in the country. You could also see the World Bank increasing its own interventions in the country with regards to HIV/AIDS, environment, climate change, and all of that. We have the EU supporting several sectors of our development areas. So I think that there has been quite a significant growth in the area of support to Nigeria.
In Nigeria, there are 5 states participating in the World Bank support project: Enugu, Lagos, Kaduna, Kano, and Cross River are the current participating states.
World Bank had put in a lot of money to support these 5 states in ensuring that the program goes down to the farmers that are targeted. The main target farmers are the agri-entrepreneurs. These farmers that have been doing what they were doing, and we only give them support to improve on what they were doing. These are large-scale farmers and medium-scale farmers.
In Cross River State, the program primarily targets the 3 value chains of cocoa, oil palm, and rice. In Cross River State, the Commercial Agriculture Development Project has made significant progress since its inception in 2005. The state has been able to, under the World Bank Support Project, sensitized and registered 232 commodity interest groups. This constitutes about 4,544 commercial farmers. 1,393 of these farmers are involved in cocoa farming. 1,583 are oil palm farmers and 1,568 are rice farmers. In May 2012, 97 more commodity interest groups were registered, bringing the total number of registered commodity interest groups to 329. Today, beneficiaries like Idem are reaping huge rewards from making soap and chocolates from cocoa, smokeless briquettes from rice, custard from corn, starch from cassava, and wine from cocoa.
Before the intervention from CDP, we had 10 workers, which means with farming, we're able to take care of ourselves and also be responsible for 10 other persons. But with the intervention of CADP, we now have 25 of them, permanent staff. Then we have casual hands, and these casual hands, the number is not fixed. But during peak periods, they are between 72 and 75 persons because the volume of work is much during the peak period. So we have what we call these casual hands. They come in from other local governments, they come in from other places, and mostly girls who are ready to work. They are ready to do anything, to at least keep themselves off the streets.
The MDGs office has, with the support from international partners like the UNAIDS, the World Bank, and DFID, among others, introduced and embarked on initiatives of this kind to provide assistance to the many unemployed youths and women to enhance their productivity and create wealth across the agriculture value chain. After the break, we bring you more stories on the efforts by the National Millennium Development Goals Office to strengthen its collaborations with international development partners to enhance global partnership to achieve the MDGs in Nigeria. Stay with us. In this program on the progress recorded by the MDGs office, we bring you a report on the development of Millennium Development Goal 8. Back in Cross River State, the people have continued to benefit from various World Bank-assisted MDGs intervention projects.
This NUMA project has come in to support the effort of the state government and in collaboration with the federal government and the World Bank to give a lasting solution to this menace.
In 2009, the state government, through the Community and Social Development Agency, disbursed over 470 million naira to various communities in the state for projects.
This agency uses a bottom-up approach to development where the poor people in the community have a say, decide what they need to do. So governments of the agency to interface with the community to find out from them what exactly they're looking for and to support them to implement their projects.
The state's Community and Social Development Agency partnered with the MDGs office by providing necessary support to reduce the rate of poverty in Cross River State's rural populace. In seeking to achieve this ambition, the agency applies a community-driven approach to improve access to services for human development. This, they believe, will sustain increased access to improved social and natural resource infrastructure services to the poor.
Now, we had to go beyond the point of the output, where we look at the project have been completed and it's in use. We now look at what is the impact of the investment of government in this intervention. So to come to this, we did an impact evaluation last year. For the impact evaluation study that we did, we discovered that communities that never had light before, they have light related to the communities, and within the community, houses have now been hooked to the national grid, which was not there. Beyond that, we also see that small-scale businesses have also sprouted in those communities which were not there before. And people that never had electrical gadgets now have them in their community. These are some of the impacts that our project has been able to record within this period.
Another very important area where the MDGs office in the state has partnered is the personal hygiene of particularly the rural members of the state local communities. Here, the state MDGs office partners with Concern Universal in communities where poor access to clean water and toilets are the major causes of ill health and infant mortality.
The program we are working on now is in sanitation and hygiene, and we are working in direct partnership with the Cross River State Government and the Benue State Government and the Federal Ministry to transform the lives of over 2.2 million people, giving them better access to sanitation facilities and improved hygiene practices. So really, this is one big partnership, everyone with the same goals, or perhaps for slightly different aims, slightly different drivers, but everyone coming together to improve sanitation and hygiene in Cross River State.
In 2013, Concern Universal helped 62,000 of the poorest and most vulnerable people in Nigeria to improve their lives.
What is slightly different about this program to other WASH programs that have come before is that we are not introducing the water point as an element of this program. As you may well know, there are quite a few water points all over rural Cross River State. Many of them are non-functioning. This is because in many other projects, water points have been introduced and sanitation and hygiene practices introduced afterwards, and often they have not been effective. This program looks to reverse this by empowering communities to let them know that only by changing their own behavior, by understanding how their own behavior impacts their own development, will they then change their behavior. Once this behavior has been changed, sanitation and hygiene practices have improved, children are not dying of diarrhea, then it is to encourage the government and others, including the private sector, to introduce water points when the communities have reached this level of sustainable hygiene and sanitation practice.
According to the United Nations Development Partners, the outlook for the broader Partnership for Development is not as bright. In its pursuance to achieve one of the important components of the MDG 8, today, ICT networks are making it possible for Nigerians to participate in the world economy in ways that simply were not possible in the past.
The level of internet penetration in the country, it's under goal 8. It's one of the targets under goal 8. And Nigeria has massively leaped, away from the era where there was close to zero internet penetration. Over about almost 50 million people now or more are hooked to the internet, and you know the benefits of being on the internet and all that. So that means information is available, knowledge is increasing, business is going on, so much is happening within a short time. So that's one area Nigeria as a country has recorded massive success with the MDGs.
Some of the efforts we make towards achieving Goal 8, it has to do with really developing the nitty-gritties, the mechanics of technology. Technology at the moment is all about computer and the ICT. We have succeeded in our small measure in really encouraging youth to participate in technological advancement through computer literacy. We have succeeded through the NTI in supplying computer materials, computer training materials to our primary schools. So you find in a state maybe 6 to 10 schools have been supplied by NTI computer materials to begin to bring our children on board so that they can also compete very positively with their own counterparts elsewhere in the world.
However, this has yet to bridge the digital divide, and only 15.8% of the population currently has access to the internet. Making available benefits of new technologies, especially information and communications, is the 6th of the 7th target set towards the achievement of Goal 8.
Goal 8 talks a lot about increasing penetration of communication technology, telephone lines. It talks about increasing subscription. It talks about increasing penetration also of computer systems. So essentially what we are talking about is increasing penetration and use of technology, both in terms of the infrastructure itself and then the acquisition and use by the various users to be able to provide better services and so on.
This very infrastructure you're seeing will be connected to private and public houses, be it business or residential. It is over a 1 billion naira venture in the state, which will affect the socio-economical activities in the state.
The state is engaged in a series of projects and programs aimed at increasing the level of ICT and computer literacy. It is a continuous partnership with both national and state MDGs offices to bridge the digital gap. Today, many people in Cross River are benefiting from this computer training center.
Right now we are on Excel application, and right now we are teaching them on how to prepare a payroll and do all the calculations involved in payroll. We have just keyed in the figures. The students have just done that equally, and we are going to start the calculation, which the next item is the gross. We allow the students to calculate the total allowances plus the basic to get the answer for the gross.
The story of Inji Abe describes how passionate these people are about information technology. Inji is a graduate of statistics from the University of Technology, Owerri. He had a fair knowledge of basic computer operations after he had left the university.
This is one of the best things that has happened to my computer knowledge, because I've benefited enough. I've learned a lot of things from our tutor. She's someone that takes her time to teach, and she epitomizes humility in the process of teaching, making sure that we assimilate whatever thing she's teaching. And to the best of my ability, I've understood everything I've been taught. And I think I can stand tall to say, at the end of this program, whatever challenge that comes my way, I'll be able to withstand.
Today, he is happy because he has been able to acquire the knowledge of basic computer applications, which has made him computer literate. Inji and his colleagues come here every day for 3 hours computer training sessions. The establishment of this ICT center is part of the state MDGs office and the Cross River state government's effort to achieve MDGs Goal 8.
For us, in trying to deliver on some of the mandates, especially with technology, we also are looking at how to partner with the Korean government to strengthen our data management infrastructure in the States. So with regards to ICT, I think that we've been able to increase our penetration.
The Knowledge City is what this place is called by the people of Cross River. It is a world-class information communications technology center geared towards software development.
Essentially, the purpose of that project is to facilitate the development of a digital hub, what some people would like to call an ICT park, in using the infrastructure that already exists in the Tinapa Business Resort.
The whole idea about the TKC is to create job opportunities for the citizens.
Here, beneficiaries are trained and equipped to compete with other software developers around the world. The MDGs office, through its various partnerships with global partners, hopes to demonstrate more commitment and pay more attention to this very important goal, even in the post-2015 development framework. The passion for sustainable development remains a key element in the national MDGs drive for achieving Nigeria's MDGs. The MDGs office will continue to partner with African governments and other international development partners to ensure the success of Nigeria's MDGs. We appreciate your comments and suggestions. Email us on mdgs@cnbcafrica.com. I'm Khair Ibrahim. Thanks for watching.